So that's the thing about your gift. Let's say, when do you know you truly found your gift? And it's this simple. It's when it's amazing to the world and extremely easy for you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I like that. Hey, you guys. Tanaja RaShon here, and I'm back. I got a very special guest in the building today. I got William Hollis. He's a great motivational speaker. I know him from around the way in Huntsville. I've been to a couple of events that he's spoken at before, and I've seen him growing tremendously via social media. And I had to get you in here on the channel so we could talk about it, and we could chop it up and do what we do. So you ready?
I'm ready. It's an honor to be on the show. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Thank you for coming, for real, because I know you be busy.
It's all good.
But thank you for coming through. So first of all, I want you to tell the people who you are, tell us what you do, and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm William Hollis. I'm an international motivational speaker. I'm mainly known for making history in Milan as the first speaker to ever speak during Fashion Week for Philip Plein, a European designer, and Paris Hilton. They partnered for a show. But like I said, I'm over 30 million views on YouTube. I started making motivation, basically talking to myself, and then the world started to hear, and I can truly say it was like a gift from God. But like I said, I'm from Pontiac, Michigan, 15 minutes away from Detroit. Grew up, my mother struggled with drug addiction, and my father was in the streets. Like I said, I'm just like any other inner city kid that had dreams and believed that his dreams was bigger than his reality.
Cool. So one thing that you said already leads into my first question, that you started speaking to motivate yourself, right? So I did a little background checking, not background checking, but like researching on your Instagram, and I saw you talking about the time that you volunteered to speak to a school, kids at a school. I think it was like 10 kids. So what prompted you, and what made you make up your mind and decide, okay, I'm gonna go speak to these kids? Because I know at the time you were homeless, right?
Yes.
So what motivated you to go and speak to people, even though you had such a tough situation going on?
I think it was more of a like, I got to a point where I was like, I was becoming suicidal. I was believing like nothing to ever change. You know, I lost football, the only thing that took care of me like my entire life.
Oh, wow.
So you know, I just was lost, and I felt like, you know, where my mind frame was, I just wanted to give something in case something did happen to me, because I was at that point. And I believe, like I said, after I walked out of that building, you know, I was still contemplating suicide. I was still thinking about taking my life. You know, a couple hours later, an hour later, I got a call, and they said, "How much you charge?" It was like a phone call from God, just saying that, you know, like, this is what you gonna do, like, this your calling.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So, what type of ways did you keep yourself motivated in the beginning of your speaking career? Because I'm sure it didn't I'm sure you weren't making like enough money right off the bat to get you back to where you wanted to be. So what did you do to keep yourself strong mentally?
I always had a big imagination. I always saw myself through other things and other people. Like I would, you know, I had the pleasure of living in Los Angeles, and I met a lot of celebrities. I met a lot of great people, and when I met them, I would look at them, and it'd be some amazing people, and I'd be like, wow, they're not too much different than me, you know what I mean? So yeah. I would always believe that, you know, it's possible for your life to change, you know, as long as you never stop. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, you posting, everybody know about posting their own brand and trying to push their stuff. It could get, you know, you can lose a lot of confidence when you're not getting the likes and stuff like that. But I just always believed that I was something special, I was something great, and I had something to give the world. So I just basically, I know it's just my job to show the world. You know what I mean? I can't expect you to believe in me. You know what I mean? It ain't even your job to do that. Only thing your job to do is to watch what I do and what I give to the world. And if it's good, it's good. That's
I definitely feel you on that. Not getting the likes, because sometimes I feel like I be posting such good things and it don't get like any likes.
It's gonna get likes, Queen.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, it's just a process. Like I said, our generation is based on what can I say? They just copycats. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They followers.
Yeah.
So whatever somebody else shared, they like it. They might not even watch the video. They just share it just because a whole bunch of people sharing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's mainly what it is. You stay consistent. It's always gonna pop. Eventually.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the main thing I stay focused on, just being consistent. But what would you say sets you apart from all the other motivational speakers?
Honestly, I just believe that, you know, this really was like my calling. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I don't go on stage, you know, and use all those big words and you know, talk about the lions, tigers, and bears. You know, I'm talking about real stuff. I'm talking about, you know, kids growing up with their mom nodding on the couch, you know, heroin addicts around them, murder all around them, chaos all around them. And what happened is I just transformed into a speaker that spoke to all audiences, because I knew, like I said, there's certain people on this earth, like, no, they're not the geniuses, they're not the people at the you know, the prestigious universities, but they got a keen understanding about life. They know what they're talking about when it comes to life. It comes with dealing with people. And it's like, for me, like, ever since I was a kid, I was just always able to see pain. I was able to see pain where most people couldn't see it, and like, even the ones that try to pretend. And that's why I believe when I speak, I really touch everybody in the room, because I just believe this: if you speak from the heart, you're gonna touch the heart. If it's scripted, you know, this generation, they're not trying to hear something they heard 100,000 times.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know. Like Eric Thomas, he got the saying, you know, when you want to breathe, as much as you want to be successful, then you'll be successful. You know what I mean? And some of us, you know, we're born into a place where oxygen is sucked out of us, you know what I mean, while trying to breathe. So, you know, it's certain kids that, you know, they took that and it was amazing to them, and certain kids that took that and it didn't do anything for them. But for me, it was just like, you know, it's either we get oxygen or we die. It's only two choices.
Yeah.
So, you know, I try to talk to the kids, you know, that they say going to be the murderers, the drug addicts, you know, the killers, the murderers. I want to talk to them. I want to talk to, you know, where motivation truly needed. And that's why I always call it real motivation. That's why I wouldn't categorize myself as, you know, a motivational speaker. I think I'm more like a, you know, I look at myself as, I'm a revolutionary, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I just want to lead, you know, my people and people that's lost of all races, you know, into a happier place in their life. And I want to show them, not by just giving them the words, but, you know, watching my story, you know what I mean? Like, I went over 30 million views, you know, sleeping on different couches, sleeping in my car, you know, like, giving the world everything I got, because that's the dream, you know what I mean? Like, you give, like, your entire soul to it. And, you know, you don't think about no safety belt, you don't think about no parachute.
Yeah.
You know, you just jump every chance you get, because that's how much you love it, you know what I mean? And I can tell people when I come, I just really want to love that audience in that room that I'm in at that present time. And just, you know, like my grandma used to say, she used to say, if you leave a piece of love everywhere you go, you'll always have a home. Yep. So, you know, I mean, I'm not really searching for your pocketbook and nothing like that. I'm searching for
Hey, that's
home,
real, too.
You know what I mean?
She said some real.
Yeah, so, you know, that's it. You know, it's just speaking from realness. And I think, you know, eventually the motivational industry in the world gonna see, you know, a young, hungry, different type of motivator. I'm 28 years old. I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we built it like we ain't had no big fancy budget or no sponsored videos. It was basically an iPhone and a mic. And I create these features on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it go on to get 800, 900,000 views. So that's the thing about your gift. They say, when do you know you truly found your gift? And it's this simple. It's when it's amazing to the world and extremely easy for you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I like that.
That's it.
I'm going to put that in the quote down in the description box or something.
Most definitely.
So I heard you say that you had to sleep on couches and your mom was on drugs and you came from like a hard city and everything. But I want to know what were some of the toughest barriers that you had to face?
I think the toughest barrel I ever had to face was being in college as a star athlete, while your mom is at home, calling you saying she hungry or it's cold in the house. I think that was one of my roughest points because for me, I played football because it was a good place for me to take my anger out, and growing up without my father and not having a lot of guidance. Um, and also, the number one thing was to save my mom. Basically, she'd wear me and my brother's sweaters and, jogging pants. And, I always would see some mom that be dressed up. My mom would dress up, but it wasn't like an everyday basis. And I seen how it made her feel when she did dress up. Mm-hmm. So, I always was into making her smile. And that's when she would call me and say she would go through them things, it'll play with me a lot, you know what I mean? Because it really was like I loved her, you know what I mean? Like mm-hmm. That was like Tupac said, even as a crack fiend, you always was the black queen. One of my favorite quotes mm-hmm. by Tupac. It was one of the truest statements. It was like you was a queen, you went through a lot, you endured a lot. You had to grow up fast. You never had a chance to be a kid, so you would dibble dab. With responsibility and being irresponsible. But now that I'm a man, I understand why, a lot of young black women, they do those things. They have babies in club, and it's because they battling with two lives that, one life that they never got to live and one life that they not prepared for. Mm-hmm. So, that's a hard pill to swallow. But, now, I see that, like I said, me always being that way, me watching God show me those type of pictures in my life, it showed me, how to work for other people and like never think like it's never about yourself. You know mm-hmm. what I mean? So I just think those times when I couldn't be there for my mom was some of the roughest times in my life. And I think that's what molded me into who I am. To be honest.
So I know you mentioned you're speaking in Milan. Would you consider that one of your biggest accomplishments, or do you have any others that can go along with it?
My biggest accomplishment as a speaker was when I walked into the school for the first time. That was my biggest accomplishment because that's when my life started. That's when I found what many people search for, they call it, mm-hmm. what they good at, and I think when I walked in there, that was my biggest speech because that was my first opportunity. Mm-hmm. So that became my biggest speech. Milan was something like I tell people in your dreams, like they be like, man, how was you ready to stand in front of 4,000 people and you had never even spoken in front of 1,000 before? I was like, because when you work every single day at something, them are the moments you live for. Yeah. Like them the days you pray for. Like it's not nervous. You're not nervous no more. Mm-hmm. You're nervous when you just getting started. And you grow hungrier as you get deeper into the dream. But once you touch that stage and you stand with the giants, you belong. So it's a certain responsibility you like wake up with every single day, like for your dream. Like it's a responsibility for your dream to go hard and to make great content and to keep it coming and consistent.
Yeah. So what type of ways would you, or what advice would you give to someone who says that they're completely lost and they don't know what their purpose is in life and they don't know what their path is? Like, what would you tell them to keep them going or to help them figure out what it is they're supposed to be doing?
First, I would tell them the first thing to do. I would tell them to look in the mirror and tell me who do they see with them. Like you got to understand. That's why I say the mirror. Look in the mirror, and you're gonna see who stands with you. Who do you have? That's who you have. So if that's the only person you have, you gotta believe in that person. Yeah. You gotta see something in that person. You gotta know that. That you are special and you do have something to give the world. You got to truly believe that. I'm talking about with everything in you. Like 1,000 people is telling you the same thing. You got to believe it just like that and just as much. because like I tell people, we get a short time in life, and a short time to be everything we want to be. And the longer you sit and you mope and cry about, generational lack and the demons, you got to burn that. You got to burn them ships. As my mentor, Delvin Sutherland, say burn those ships. You got to burn the past. You got to let go of the past, because if you don't let go of the past, you can't get to your beautiful future. And a lot of people, they stay stuck in the same life because of the same past pain. But if you learn to heal, just like wounds, just like scratches, once they heal, it's almost like it never happened. You know what I mean? You might see a scar, but you know it's not there anymore. The pain is not there no more. So you gotta let those scars heal, and you gotta, like I said, look at that man or woman in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want out of this life? Like, what do I really want out of this life? Like, do I really want to work every single day, slaving, just to have a little bit, or do I want to risk everything and have everything? Because like I tell people, if you want to get greatness, it's no cheat in it. It ain't no cheat code for this. It's gonna be tears. It's gonna be blood. It's gonna be sweat. It's gonna be a lot of pain. But if you're able to get through those certain times and points in your life, man, you're gonna be unstoppable, man. So the first thing I'll tell you, just believe in yourself. 2018 is a year to believe in yourself, man.
Yes, it is.
It's a year to believe in yourself, because, like I said, nobody was ever meant to believe in your dreams but you.
Do you think that, the phrase, time heals all wounds, do you believe in that, or do you believe that there's actual processes that you need to go through in order to heal scars from the past?
I believe to heal scars, you must face them head on. Scars is, in our terms, in our day and age, is looked at, you talk about drugs. People cover up their scars with drugs and all those things. And I was just studying this professor. I can't remember his name, but he was a professor that specializes in addiction. And he was like, some people are addicted to drugs, addicted to pain. But the thing about it is, it's not the drug they're addicted to. You know what I'm saying? It's not the abusing alcohol and yelling at people they're addicted to. They're addicted to, the fact that the demon that they're fighting, they keep seeing them going around that circle. So think about it like this: say if you're taking a walk and you're walking away from everything that scared you, everything that hurt you, everything that tore you down, and you walking and you see this beautiful walkway. And say you're in Los Angeles, Santa Monica, on the pier. You're walking and you're seeing all this beauty, and they coming back around and just to see the ugly. But they telling you, don't go back around the corner. You know what I mean? Keep straight. Don't make that turn. And a lot of people, what they do is they wake up and say, I'm going to be a better version of myself. I'm going to let go of my past. But what they do is they turn that corner every single time. And I think it's all about keeping that straight and narrow path to your new destiny. You know what I mean? And you got to understand, you can't just forget about it. You're not going to forget about it, because just like a GPS system, before you move, you got to put in your current destination to get to your new destination. So at the end of the day, you got to be able to face that, know where you've been, and have the courage and the heart to go to a better point in your life, in a better place. And some people are just addicted to staying where they are because they've been so miserable and broken so long that they don't even know how to accept happiness in a beautiful place. So I would tell them, this year, if you're a person dealing with that type of situation, do everything new. Try everything new. If you don't like jogging, try jogging this year. You know what I mean? If you don't like painting, try painting this year. If you don't like to express yourself, try poetry this year. Jump way outside of your comfort zone in your body this year. And I believe when you fall in love with something, I was broken. I was the same way. I was depressed. But what I learned was, when I met motivational speaking, and I met all these beautiful people I met around the world, and I got to speak to, and like I said, it's just getting started. I realized that life is beautiful once you're doing what you love every single day. And that's what I tell you. Do what you love every single day, and you're gonna die a happy woman or a happy man.
You dropping gems, huh?
Oh, yeah, got you on there just a bit.
So what kind of mental practices do you do to keep yourself on track, and what kind of things do you make sure you incorporate into your daily routine to make sure you stay grounded and stay positive and stay calm?
For me, I haven't even gotten to a place where I'm resting my mind, because I am forever stretching. Like I'm stretching in my sleep. Like I'm like literally, like I look at the clock and it'll be 2 or 3 in the morning and I'm mad. You know what I mean? Like I'm mad because I can't beat the concrete. I can't get out on the grass. So for me being in mental peace is with me working, with me grinding. I'm young, man. Like it's like I tell people, I was born in the projects. I was born in chaos. So I'm able to work in some of the most extreme situations. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter the time, the place, how big it is, how big the moment is. It's like, you know, like I said, once you're born in that darkness and you born in that jungle, like everything else is Disneyland to you. So every day I wake up, it's like I'm not like, William, what are you gonna do to bring your peace? Do you meditate? No, I go to work. I get to it. I want to grind. Because like I said, I was listening to a Jay-Z interview not too long ago. He was like, he said, what you think I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here to be number 2. You feel me? I didn't come here for that. You know, it's okay if you came here for that. But me, I want to be one of the #1 speakers in the world. Yeah. And I know I got a lot of work to do. I didn't surpass so many people in the span of 2 years, numbers wise. You know, I built this from Huntsville, Alabama. You know, some days didn't have a car. You know, some days eating Cheerios out of box, but didn't nobody know that. You know what I mean? So it's at the end of the day, they got to know that. What I definitely want them to take from this interview is that, you know, one, you don't need a dime to become a sensation, because, you know, talent is like it's something that's undeniable, and when they see it, they gonna recognize it, they gonna love it, and you know they gonna recognize it and they gonna love it, and that's what I tell people to do this year, man. Just stay prepared, man. Just stay prepared for your moment and your time. Because it's coming. Soon as you crying and you moping, it's going to be the time they're going to say, hey, I need you on stage. I need you here. And you done spend so much time dwelling in what you don't got and where you're not at, you're not going to be prepared. So, you know, like, that's about it, Queen. I stray off sometime. I ain't going to lie to you. I stray off sometimes, but we have a deep conversation. Your interview setup is so different because it's like it's in depth.
Oh, for real?
Dope show. One of my best shows I ever did.
No, for real?
I love it.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
I love it. We just did DJ Scream too, so she just.
Oh yes, turn up. How did that even come about, anyways? The DJ Scream thing.
Man,
that just made my whole day though.
It was just divine, man. It was you know, we out, you know, we got I tell them about my speech, Young King, one of my old teammates. I actually worked with him at the station, and then when they put the 2 and 2 together, like, dang, this boy put in work. He brought me on, man. It's like, you know, the show got to come through, King.
I saw that you were about to be working with Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. So, are you able to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So, what's up with that? Like, what's going on? What y'all gonna be doing?
Oh, we're gonna collab. Basically, you know, anybody that know I'm a real Nipsey Hussle fan. So, you know.
Shout out to Nipsey.
Yeah, shout out to the king. Wes, like I said, he's a very motivational guy. Like, he always been very positive when it came to when it came to empowering African American communities and just motivating people to believe and chase their dreams in general. And one day, Pooch from Top Dog Entertainment, the president with Kendrick Lamar and Schoolboy Q, and them, he reposted one of my quotes. And actually, right after that, like a few hours later, Nipsey Hussle followed me. I shot Nipsey a message like, man, Nipsey, bro, I'm powerful, bro. I gotta work with you, bro. And the next, probably like 2 days later, I woke up in the morning and it was like, text me, cuz. So he got the text.
Yeah.
And we get to talking, and he was like, man, you're an inspiration. I love the power you bring. And we definitely about to collab in 2018. So we're about to make some great stuff happen.
That's what's up. That motivates me because I do that all the time. I slide in celebrities' inboxes that I want to work with. And sometimes it's like, are they really going to see this? But I always have an expectation that yes, they are going to see it. Yes, they're going to respond.
I tell you, the best day to do it is early in the morning.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. Celebrities got a busy schedule.
Exactly.
So they probably get to check their stuff first thing in the morning and when they go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And after that, they got other people running it. So what you do is, you text them early in the morning. You got to be like 3, 4 in the morning. You got to know the time zones. You got to hit them up early. And that you was there. Sometimes they look, sometimes they don't. But I got better, I got a better reaction sending them in early in the morning. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what.
Okay. So who would be some of the main people you would be interested in working with?
I know Nipsey Hussle was one of them. Puff Daddy, one of them.
Yes, I love him.
Jay-Z.
He's so motivational.
Definitely. Jay-Z. Kid Cudi. Mm-hmm. Andre 3000. I want Les Brown. Getting ready to meet him. I'm working with the Les Brown Institute now, so get ready to meet him next month. Also Tony Robbins, Erykah Badu. I love that queen. I tell people it's the saying that I love. I said, good product needs no gimmicks, and it's just the work. All you got to do is like, give me the beat, give me the song, and I'm gonna put the work in. We're gonna grind it out. And like I said, I just think with the work, with the substance, I'm gonna just drop power. Because what I do is I study people I work with. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just don't work with people. Like I want to know when you scream, when you don't scream. You know what I mean? And that's when it comes to that's the difference between good and great. I feel like is that attention to detail. Yeah. Because a lot of people just don't study people. They work with people for a check, but you don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? You got to know what makes them special, you know what I mean? And not just off of the millions of fans, but literally get in depth and learn what makes them special.
That's true.
So I think with any artist, my creativity, like I said, my creativity is crazy. Like I don't write speeches. Everything I freestyle. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Freestyle.
That's what's up. I used to do that in college. For my my business speaking class, we had to do speeches, and the one time that I actually wrote my speech, I got a C on it, but every other time I got A's from just freestyling my speeches.
I stepped into writing this year because, I wanted to stretch myself, and I came up with some great stuff. I got some new great stuff getting ready to drop. That's ridiculous, and that pretty. It's not really writing a song for a speaker. You writing a speech. So
exactly.
What I learned with writing down things is you can put words together a little more clever than you can just freestyle. And sometimes when you freestyle, you stuck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is.
That improvising will get you sometimes,
Yeah.
but a lot of times it really did work though. I want you to pretend that there's somebody on the other side of this camera, on the other side of this video, that's on their last leg. Like everything in their life is falling apart. They're ready to give up completely on everything. But whatever you say has the potential to save them and save their mind and save their path. So what would you say to that person?
I say don't jump today, kings and queens. I say continue to fight. Continue to believe. I mean, just don't listen to my words, man. I want you to literally feel me when I speak to you. I want you to know that I, too, was once that person that thought that life couldn't get better. I thought that my purpose on this earth didn't mean anything. friends telling me what I can't be and what I can't accomplish. I'm behind on my bills. I'm behind on my insurance. You know, everything is going bad. But what I learned in the process, and for me, I learned that we all have greatness inside of us. And right before you think you're hitting that ground, God is pulling you up, and whoever you believe, He's pulling you up and catching you and bringing you to new places and new heights. Because what He does is He tests you. He sees how much you truly want this dream. He sees how much you truly believe in Him. He sees how much He'll drop a huge gem on you, like a huge event. You get this big amount of money, and then you go months without any. And that's Him testing your loyalty. Mm-hmm. And what I want you to do today, I want you to stay loyal to yourself, stay loyal to the dream, and most of all, stay loyal to your believer and your Creator. Because, like I tell people, there's no secret ingredient I feel to become successful. I believe it's all in your faith and what you can see before it's in your hands. So I'm telling you now, you got one life to live. Once you take your life, that's the end of your story. That's the end of your life. That's what you will be remembered as. So if you don't continue to fight today, I doubt if you will ever see tomorrow. And I'm telling you now, if you could just close your eyes and you can rest a little bit longer, you can fight a little bit longer, I promise you, your day is coming, because it only takes a snap of a finger for your entire life to change. Mm-hmm. A snap of a finger for that CEO to call you and say you got the job. A snap of a finger for that director to call you and say, hey, we want you on this movie. Or a snap of a finger before a Lil Boosie or 50 Cent or Puff Daddy call you and say, we want you to sign to this record label. And whatever you do not stop. Continue to chase, continue to fight, continue to believe in what you want out of this life. Because like I tell you guys, we get one life. Mm-hmm. We get one life. And if we don't take advantage of it, it'll be a terrible, 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 wasted story. So today I want you guys to reopen that book, turn that page, and continue to write, continue to narrate your future, and end it the way you wanted to end. That's what it's about.
That was it though, man. That was it. I appreciate you coming through. You definitely came, dropped some jewels on us. I know I needed to hear some of that for real, because staying motivated all the time is not the easiest thing, but it's definitely doable, and it's something that you have to do. So I appreciate you coming, speaking life to me and my people. So take this time, let the people know what you got going on in life, what you got going on with your business, with your speaking, everything.
Well, currently I'm just turned over my little lead management of my little company. Well, I am my company. William Hollis, I'm working with a new brand ambassador named David D. Carter. He's absolutely amazing, the brand ambassador for Les Brown as well. And Les Brown Institute took me on as a project, and it's growing, and we're doing a lot of great things. And I look forward to, giving the world a lot of motivation in 2018 on a larger scale, a little more well polished. And like I said, we all got to work on our skill and our crafts every single day. We're never at our top place. Like I said, I'm working with Nipsey. Got some more artists in the works. But right now, the 2018 is focused on my brand, William Hollis, the brand. You guys can check my website out at hollismotivation.com. That's Hollis, Hollis, motivation.com all together. And also Instagram, William Hollis Speaks with an S, William Hollis Speaks. And Facebook, William Hollis. YouTube, William Hollis. And just check me out. Got a lot coming, a lot of stuff coming. But
you guys, that is the end of this one. We are finished kicking it with Mr. William Hollis. Thank you so much for stopping by. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by, and I definitely hope that you take something great away from this interview, because it was really good for me.
You brought that power.
Yes, and thank you for saying that it goes deep, because I really be trying, you know what I'm saying? I try to do my best. Thank you for stopping by. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and that's good for our ego, and we definitely appreciate it. So make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
That was dope.